Thursday. We're here. Oh, you even got your shirt on. See, mine's at home.
Shout out to Rusty
Damn.
Weed.
Rusty, thinking about you today. It is a Thursday morning, the 22nd day of January, the calm before the proverbial Snowmageddon.
Yes.
I still think, people called me crazy a week ago. Or on Monday, I said, they're saying 12 inches of snow. My phone's never
We're
wrong.
due.
Well, and then, exactly, it was a mild winter. When everyone said, oh, you're wrong. And then all these meteorologists, the Fox 2s of the world who change their forecasts every 15 minutes to keep us engaged.
Get paid that big money.
Oh, no, it's not.
To be wrong.
We're just, it's too early. There ain't nothing going on. And then, well, now we're going to get over 8 inches.
I know, I'm putting all my vehicles in the garage. I'm getting ready.
We aren't going to do top of the hour news. In the 9 o'clock hour, we'll do that in the 10. Because really, just insights on this Jerseyville trash issue, man, the public was packed into City Hall, and that was going to be one of our lead-in stories for news. Denise Sparks, you were there.
I was there.
And what's your
let
thoughts?
me tell you, man, that place was packed. They had the citizens of Jerseyville are 100% voting their opinion that they want to be able to choose their own home service provider. They do not want a 7-year contract. And it was really interesting. It was very peaceful. Everybody was very orderly. I feel like the mayor really listened to what the people had to say.
I've heard a lot of good stuff about city council and him up there.
Yes, nice people.
Well, and I think that's what's important too, because you weren't saying we want Sparks to be the exclusive contract,
No.
and it's about choice. And I don't know, it just bothers me that to have these contracts with somebody that owns or operates the landfill or however that works.
I think that's a huge conflict of interest.
To me, it creates an issue, and to me, people don't want to say the word monopoly, but it kind of does look like that whenever you have all these different sectors owned, and then you have all these towns under exclusive contracts. There's no way to have a competitive market or a free market.
Right. And I'm going to tell you, I've had good conversations with some of the other haulers.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And it's just like, for those of you that don't know, in the city of Alton, our trash contract is due this year for renewal. Mm-hmm. I live in the city. I have to write that bill every month to Big Blue, and I want to be able to choose who I use. It has nothing to do with the fact of that, yes, we do this, but I'm going to tell you, you have Sparks, you have Jones Eisler, you have Republic, you have Community Sanitation, and you have Aspen. You, the people, have a choice, could have a choice of 5 different businesses that you could choose from.
Right. Well,
And what I mean by that is then the city would fully be covered.
Well, and my thing is, too, not saying, because there are people that have had awful experiences with the provider, and everyone has bad experiences, but to have the choice to say, all right, good, well, then I'm done with you, just like I do with my Wi-Fi. If I'm tired of paying for bad internet, I'm going to pick up the phone and say, I'm going to find somebody else that will provide a better service. And, a lot of times you'll get people that look at this issue and they go, well, it consolidates bills. I understand that, but whenever it eliminates a local business that, and not just one, but multiples, from competing for being better for the consumer, I don't know if that's a good deal. I don't know if that's worth losing the free market over.
Well, and the way that it really works is, the communities get a really good deal, but there is at least a 4% raise every month. That's built into their contract. And the other factor is, people want to be able to say, this is who I want.
Yeah.
I don't want you telling me where I have to go get my hair cut, where I get my oil changed, where I shop, period.
Right. Well, and see, that's where I don't know. It just, to me, it's not about picking one provider. To me, I get the idea behind the exclusive trash.
But it's the people on the outside of the communities that are locked into a contract. I know this by doing this 3 years now.
Right.
The people in the unincorporated areas that we cover have come to us because their prices keep going up from this provider every 2 months.
Right.
So they have to make their money back. And they're running a business, okay? We all understand that.
Right.
But it's the people outside of the municipal contracts that are really getting gouged.
Well, and see, that's a good point too. And that's, I don't know, it just goes really back into this where I'm sure that there's and I'll have to look at my bill. I don't know, it's itemized, isn't it, where it says trash is one and sewer is other?
Correct.
Comes in.
And then you get your fuel surcharge. And I want to, if I can bring that up too.
Yeah, please do. Oh yeah, no, please, you definitely need to bring this up.
Because you all, on my monthly bill, I get a flat rate. It's like $19.71, whatever. But I want the people of my township to know we don't charge a fuel surcharge, but when my trucks sit on the scale, and let's say that my bill is $200, they take that $200 and their fuel surcharge for us haulers right now is 9.9%. One, why did it go up when fuel is like the lowest it's been in quite a long time? So for us, my drivers or myself, to drive off that scale to the what we call the active site to dump is less than 5 minutes. So my 20-yard trash truck, hold your breath on this, I paid over $70 in fuel.
What?
Yes. They took my tonnage, which was over 6.5 tons, so my total bill times 9.9%, and I paid over $70 to drive down the road. So our fees average anywhere from $19.71 or whatever the change is. Now my highest has been over $70.
Right.
So every time I'm bringing trash to a landfill, I'm paying for somebody's fuel because I have to fuel my own trucks up.
Right. Well, and see, and that's where I just don't like this idea of it, because when you have one of your competitors that can literally decide what these rates are, it to me, there's a lot of alarm bells that go off here, and it doesn't really add up to this whole.
And Madison County can't do anything because it's privately held. So
yeah, it's true.
But
well, and see, it just goes back to the point. Jerseyville has this hearing. It could have had 0 people there.
It was a great turnout.
It was full. We'll show you the photos of it. It's on RiverBender.com in the news story. But on top of that, you have the fact that even if there's a hearing, the residents could come in and say completely different than you and I are saying, Denise, and say, you know what? We want to stay this way. But at least give them the option. I don't think they're going to. I want to preface by saying that.
Well, I will say this. When we walked in there, all I heard from a lot of the people was, oh, it's already a done deal. I don't even know, I hope it's not a done deal. A lot of the people there at the meeting heavily requested another meeting, another forum as to before May, before the final decision is made.
Well,
so, it would be hard to be in the city council and the mayor's seat right now.
Oh, yeah. Well, and but to me, that's where something like this comes in, because this is a deal that, it's a citywide deal, and it's a contract that administration handles.
I wouldn't do it for 7 years.
Right. Well, and my point on this is, to me, though, it affects everybody that has a property or a house or does business, or it affects somebody in some way, shape, or form. So it should be an open format to the public here. What do you guys want us to do here?
Well, I've already sent, and I'm transparent. I don't have anything to hide. I've already sent something to the aldermen and women and to the mayor. Of course, I never hear back from the mayor, but I'm requesting a public forum. Mm-hmm. I think that the people in our municipality, and that's my push for Let the People Choose campaign for this year, because I want the people to come out from behind their computer keyboard I see it on social media every single day. Complain. Please get out of your chair. And if we have this meeting, and I'll come back if we have this meeting.
Oh, no, we got to follow. I think it's important to follow.
Come to these meetings, man, and voice your opinion. Sign up to speak. You get,
Well, that's a good point, too, because a lot of times we talk about this all the time. People complain, and maybe
Not everything.
A conversation. They might say it, when they're at a bar having a bite to eat somewhere, even on social media, but they don't actually show up or talk to the right people to say, here's my opinion on this. And you got to go, regardless what your opinion is, show up and start talking to these elected officials and say, hey, here's what I'm thinking. Talk to your older people. They will, send them an email. I hope that's where I really hope that people take a little bit of a note out of your book here and just participate, because it's only going to get as good or as bad as we want it to be in a sense.
Exactly.
Well, and the thing, we're going to take a quick break and come back and keep talking, but something to think about. I don't understand to this day how trash and sewer relate to each other. And I'm not saying that they don't, and I'm not saying that it doesn't make sense. To me, it doesn't, because, I've always heard, well, it consolidates both and you keep the bills cheaper, but how does...
Well, it's expensive on the city, so, if they would sign a contract and they put that billing off onto whoever holds the contract, the city's going to save thousands of dollars of mailing out. I heard it was like $18,000 a month.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we don't need mail anymore. We'll take a quick break. 9:23. We're going to talk with Denise more about this. This is interesting. Give us your thoughts, too. We got a new phone line coming in to the studio also. We'll get that out in the next couple of days. You stay there. We'll be here. Talking Trash continues next.
Do you need to declutter your space? Time to call me, the Queen of Junk. Since 1993, we have grown to be the leader in residential, commercial, and property management junk removal. At Sparks Junk Removal, we are eco-friendly. We recycle, donate, or repurpose items back into our community. Trash is our last resort to the landfill. Plus, with our all-inclusive service, our crews handle everything from labor to lifting and landfill fees. Give us a call or visit our website, sparksjunkremoval.net, to reclaim your space today.
At Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu, we help students of all ages build confidence, discipline, and real-world strength. Join a supportive community that challenges you to grow both on and off the mat. Experience the art of Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu with a 7-day free trial at our new location. Call 618-795-2692 or visit altonelite.com to start your journey today. Train hard, serve others, live elite at Alton Elite Jiu-Jitsu.
Tomorrow isn't built by dreamers. It's built by doers. Because progress doesn't work unless we do. So at Ameren, we've been hard at work putting energy to work for you. Adding underground cables, installing advanced switches and sensors, storm hardening poles and power lines, making the energy grid stronger today so it can meet your needs tomorrow. Learn about projects in your area at Ameren.com/energyfuture.
Accidents happen in a heartbeat, but lives change forever. Whether it's a car crash, workplace injury, medical malpractice, or wrongful death, you don't have to face the consequences alone. Keith Short and Associates brings over 33 years of experience and a reputation for fighting fiercely for your rights. For relentless representation that you can trust, call Keith Short and Associates at 618-254-0055 today for a free consultation. Welcome back. 9:27. There's Denise. So, getting back into this.
I know to most people trash is boring, but
I don't
there's so
think
much
so.
to it.
But I think it opens up a bigger problem, and that's just, the corporate takeovers of the world are hitting close to home. And
Small local business is the backbone to every community.
Yeah.
Remember how your community started, small local business, and now you want to take all that away.
well, and that's the thing. It just, to me, it sets bad precedent. And, I get seeing some of the arguments of, maybe it saves money, maybe it doesn't. But at what cost is probably going to be one of my questions then, too, is, weigh out the cost of this. I don't need to get my damn bill in the mail. I know how to log in online. I know some people can't, and that's totally okay. We can work that out. But I don't know. There's got to be a better solution. There could be, I think.
Do let me give you an example. Like, if I don't set my trash cans out, nobody calls me and says, "Oh, is there something wrong? Are you on vacation?"
Yeah.
If we roll up to a house and you forget to put your can out, my guys know.
Yeah.
Get out of the truck, go get the can, roll it to the curb, and take the people's trash. I said, you don't know if they've had surgery. You don't know if there's been a death in the family. You don't know if they're ill.
Yeah. Or just a bad morning.
Or a bad morning that
Yeah.
they just plain forgot. And trust me, we get emails all the time and phone calls of saying, "Oh my God, thank you so much for doing that. We so much appreciate it."
Well, and you're right. And it's that, to me, whatever your preference is, a lot of people do have that preference, Denise, where it's that back to, I hate to say it, but it's the old school way of doing business.
I was just going to say I'm old-fashioned.
But
That's how I was raised.
But it's what our business community always was, where it was just kind of that, it wasn't really business. It was just more of a friend thing. It was just, you became friends with the people that you got your services from, or, you provided work for.
This year in May, it'll be 34 years.
Oh, wow. That's incredible.
Yeah, I'm older than dirt. So I remember when I started in 93, there was still slim. Everybody still did the good old boy handshake.
Yeah.
Not today. I'm still old-fashioned like that, but people, they've lost their way.
Well, and I think that's why going back to what you say, maybe it's not the most exciting issue for everybody, but for the folks that are experiencing issues, which there are quite a few, it hits right at home. And, even for the folks that go, well, trash isn't really the issue. It's not an issue for me.
It's a service.
It's a service. But the other issue is, well, what if it's not trash? Maybe it's something different tomorrow. Maybe it's we all, instead of, having our choice to pick Charter or AT&T, we're going to save even more on our bills, and we're going to lump you into this, new internet program, or we're going to do the energy electric aggregation program, which really isn't that good of a deal.
It's not that good of a deal. And I will say at the Jerseyville meeting, that was a large consensus of, okay, you sold the water plant, now our water's higher. You opted, in, and that was a question too on their electric. We had the option on our letters to opt in or opt out.
Yeah.
So that was a good point that they brought up. Why can't you give us that choice of opting in or opting out of our trash?
Well, and
I think that would be more difficult.
Well, honestly, who knows? Because then they could say the argument, well, it's going to raise that person's, well, we'll see. Let them see. If not, they make the bad choice, and give them a waiting period to get back on with you, and then hopefully they don't do it again.
I'm just really anxious, and I pray to God that our mayor steps up to the plate like the Jerseyville mayor has, and city council.
And you want a public hearing.
And I want a public hearing.
Well, and I think that's more than fair. I really do. I think when it comes to an issue that would affect every household, really, that votes or pays taxes or even just lives here, I think it's really important. And I think it's good that, to see what good came out of the Jerseyville meeting, because they did a fantastic job.
It was excellent.
I think it's a good testing the waters. I think a good tool to show any city official, maybe in Alton or any other community that is going to go through this. This is a good protocol. This was a good precursor.
And we've had, it's taken a good 2 full years. April of this year will be 3 years that we jumped in with both feet to provide the trash service. And I have to say that we have really, really great customers. They're very loyal to us. But in return, Sparks offers a top shelf trash service to our customers.
Well, and I think it's just really, you do a great job. And, like I said, regardless of my praise on it, because I talk about you all the time, whether it's going in and helping somebody that needs assistance getting their trash out to the curb even, or, just being there.
I've gone inside and taken it right out of their trash can.
Yeah, I mean, it's things like that set you apart, in my opinion. But even that alone, it's just giving people the option to say, you know what, no, I'm not doing this anymore, or I didn't have a good experience. And I think, again, another point that I want to make is it's no reflection from me on any employee of the company,
right? Because
this is a corporate structure issue, and to me, it's completely different than saying, well, I had a bad experience with X employee of whatever company. It just, to me, is a bad business structure, and it really leaves a lot of holes for people that want to get answers right away, that really just need to. Speaking
of answers, if you call 618-433-1128, we answer the phone live. It is Denise too, or her office, or Jamie,
or Jamie. It's one of the two, and that's why I think it's cool. It's just what I think sucks is the public really doesn't realize all the stress that goes on to managing a company like this. When you do have that hurdle of having one of your competitors decide what your rates are,
and I'm getting ready to go into contract negotiations, so this might just make them go up.
Well, and that's the thing, though, and so someone might go, well, then why are you here, before it happens? Well, because you got to stand up for yourself, and you got to let people know what's going on. And
look, as far as I know, for the last several years, female owner that goes into the landfill. And I know, because I talk to all the small haulers in this area, the guys that come and go, that have little dump trailers and stuff, and they do it for a living part-time. But I know my tonnage is a lot, and I know what I'm paying, and my fees are really higher than theirs.
Yeah. When it's something that...
And I want to know why.
When it's very valid. I mean, it's a valid question.
We're all dumping the same trash.
Well, and now, what's the best way, or when do you hope to see, when's the contract due for Alton, you said?
I'm going to schedule a meeting for next week.
Okay.
Oh, you mean for me or for the city?
Yeah.
It's up in October, from my understanding of this year, but I know that they're collectively talking behind the scenes. And like I said, my wish today is to be heard that we have a public hearing, a forum at City Hall, and get a date scheduled. The sooner the better, so that we can get people out that can voice their opinions.
Yeah, I hear you, Denise, and we're going to follow this and keep you updated and keep the public updated. If there is a chance of a public hearing, I think it's a great idea, and always appreciate your insights, and just keep fighting the good fight.
And don't forget, if you have curbside items, if you have bulk item pickups, we also do junk removal, and we also do dumpster rental and light demolition, besides our weekly trash. So you can reach me for junk removal and dumpster rental at 618-781-1407, or you can contact my office specifically for weekly trash signups, and you can sign up online now on my website. So if you go to my website and you go to the services tab and you go down to weekly trash, click the book now button, and you will get a form in the lower, there you go, right down there, where you put in your address, and it will bring the map up, and it will tell you the pricing. It will tell you if we cover your area.
Really cool.
So if you're really interested in doing that, hit up our website at sparksjunkremoval.net.
Perfect. Denise, always great talking with you. We'll take a quick break, come back with more next.